Well, I'm on the way to the range to get some much needed practice. Oh, so anyway, I'm going to be shooting my Boberg. I was trying a little experiment with it where a couple of weeks ago I pulled it out of the holster and it seemed really dry, and it had only been like a week since I cleaned it. And I thought to myself, is this holster sucking the frog lube out of my pistol? And I looked on the inside of the holster and it's kind of dry. You know, it's just raw leather, so it's kind of porous. And sure enough, there were markings in there where, you know, and I may be just imagining this, but it just occurred to me that, you know, I need to keep that thing lubed up and ready to go. So today, it's been about 2 weeks since it's been out of the holster. I'm just going to pull it out of the holster and fire it. See what happens. Okay, so here I am at the range, getting ready to try my little experiment. The Boberg hasn't been out of its holster for a while. I had been working on the Pink Cricket project, and it never fails, one of your YouTube friends always calls you when you're at the range, right? I had been pretty involved with the Pink Cricket project, and my Boberg had been neglected. So I thought, well, I'll just pop the magazine in and go to the range and just fire it. And I had the Casio up there. I was going to do some slow motion stuff, so I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone. That camera's on the target. It was pretty windy that day. The target's at about 21 feet. Now the Boberg shoots this federal range and target load pretty good. I've never had any trouble with it. Just the federal champion. So the magazine was out of the pistol because I can't bring it onto the property if the rifle club loaded. So all I did was pop the magazine back in and fire away. So I've got a little out of frame here. And so I thought, well, I'll just put the target up there too so you can see it. I was shooting low and I realized it, so I brought my aim point up a little bit. I always seem to shoot right and low with the Boberg if I'm not focusing on my front sight post. Well, and of course, to make myself feel better, I always get my Glock out because I can put pretty much every shot on target with it, even when the wind is blowing. So I think this is one of those cheap KCI magazines that only holds 14 shots, and I may have only had like 13 in the magazine. And here I forgot to film me shooting, but this is the Boberg again. Trying to get a little more practice in with it because I really want I'm actually carrying it now, so I need to get some practice in weekly with it. You can see there I'm still shooting low with it, but I think I got most of the shots on target. And again, that's 21 feet with that little 3-inch barrel. Not too bad. That's how windy it was. So I thought what would be fun is just to go ahead and get some slow motion of the Glock while I had the Casio set up. And no, I didn't shoot the table with the Glock. My shots are supposed to land out there past the post, and I was watching them hit past the post. I'm still trying to, you know, perfect this slow motion stuff. I realize I'm probably a little bit too close here, but it's hard to tell sometimes exactly when you're trying to watch the pistol and where your shots are hitting, and to stay in frame. It's a little bit of a challenge there. But of course the Glock just seems to work. It just seems to, you load it, and I can even put that Federal Champion in my Glock and I guess that's why I keep buying it, just because, of course, now I'm trying to just use it up. I'm not going to buy any more of it. And there's the Federal Champion. So I thought, well, let's see if we can catch a bullet separation. So there's the Federal Champion. And here's, I get lucky. I didn't get lucky. I kind of knew it was going to separate. So I went ahead and tried to capture one on film. I think it's interesting. A lot of people take this as, you know, a slam or, you know, criticism of the pistol, but I don't. I think it's just an interesting, you know, experiment or whatever. But Arnie describes it as the action's really too quick for the bullet. It's basically separating it. And here's just the Federal range and target loads. They work fine, and that's what I wanted to demonstrate here. I think I gave Hoss the wrong hat. I took the little one. He took the big one. I think my head's bigger than his though. I gave Hoss and Gun Websites a hat when they were here. And there was like a green one. And I knew there was a reason why I shouldn't give it away. And it was because it was the only one big enough for my head. But I still like these hats. I think these are the, yeah, these are the Black Hawk with the patch Velcro on the front, which is cool. What is that little red string? What in the world? Anyway, I guess I should watch where I'm going. Excuse me. A little chilly. Alright, so I'm not sure what I accomplished today. I'm pretty sure I accomplished reminding myself not to use Federal Champion, like Arnie said on his website, for the Boberg. But for some reason I keep loading it in there. But see, that's kind of what I'm talking about. I had actually forgotten I loaded that ammo in my Boberg. And if I had had a self-defense situation, I would have been screwed. First shot, bullet separation. Let's see if I can get out of here. It's just hard to understand how Federal target loads will work, but the Federal Champion loads won't work. It's just crazy. But I've had 3 or 4 bullet separations with the Federal Champion out of my Boberg. I just need to quit buying that stuff because I'm going to accidentally load it again someday. Of course, all this is it's not self-defense ammo anyway, so I was trying that little experiment where I left my Boberg in my pocket holster for 2 weeks just to see what would happen, and that was really not what I was trying to show. I was trying to show maybe that the holster was maybe drying it out because there's a point where the barrel makes contact with the holster. But anyway, that experiment failed when the bullets separated from the casing. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll have to see. I'm not sure what kind of slow motion footage I get because there was barely any light under the shed. So hopefully there'll be something there.